You can see the quality is not that bad, given that we put low quality, but I can still see some great details on it. Hi guys, welcome back to 3D Tech Valley, and today we have some long 3D printer. It's called the Kokoni. It's not really long. I think it's short, but the box looks long. So this 3D printer is marketed for beginners, students, libraries, and basically just anyone who wants to get a taste of 3D printing. And we're going to unbox it, we're going to look at the features, then probably do some test prints and let you know whether it's worth your money or whether it's just another toy that would be good to have. So here's the box. It's Kokoni, a company from China, and inside the box, let me see how should we put it. So inside the box we have two boxes over here. This one is, these are filament. You can just see it's written, it's a filament, an orange filament. And this one here is a purple filament. Then we have a manual, and it's a qualified certificate. I don't know what a qualified certificate is. So let's just get started with the 3D printer. So the 3D printer is in fact a very, very small 3D printer. Yes, this is the length of the 3D printer, and of course it comes sealed up. It's only that I'd already opened mine, that's why it's looking like this, but this is the 3D printer. So you can see how the printer looks like, looking something quite basic, and we can see this is the Kokoni EC1, the Kokoni EC1, and well, some QR code over there, and a couple of points about the 3D printer. They're saying it's beginner friendly. They're saying you can turn your photos into 3D models instantly. We're going to test that. 3D avatar modeling, smart and intuitive app control. So definitely it's controlled using an app. Versatile printing gallery, easy to use. Speed, they're saying it's 80 millimeters per second, and then smooth and quiet printing. So let's just open it. Some foam over there just to protect it during shipping. And so this is how the printer looks like. I'll just pull it out. And inside the box we also have a charger and some more foams over there. So that's all. So let's just remove this, and well, there is your printer. Let's just remove that. Yeah, so there's the printer. It just comes with the charger, the printer, and we also have some tweezers. Yeah, it also comes with some tweezers, and it's quite a small 3D printer. Fits nicely on the table, doesn't take a lot of space, and the color is looking good. I love the way it's whitish, more like an Apple product. Doesn't look like all these huge bulky 3D printers they have on the market. And well, that's that. Nothing much going on with this printer. If you look inside, I can see the platform. It's very, very small over there. We can see the head over there. At the back, we have this is the filament chamber, and the filament is already loaded over there. And of course, ours came with two more filaments. Let me just open one of them. Oops. So this is the filament this is the filament chamber, and you can see this filament is purple, and well, apart from the purple one, this one, as you've just seen, this one is orange. So depending on what one you want to use, you might want to change your filament to a different color. But we're just going for this test, we're going to use this filament that is already loaded. And just so you know, if you want to change the filament chamber, you just need to come and turn this knob. Right now it's locked, so if you want to remove, just turn it. You might need to use some strength over here, and then you can remove the chamber. From there, replace it with another one that you want to use. But for now, we're just going to stick with this one. So let's just put it back. Putting it back is just a matter of ensuring that these parts go to their respective places. Then after that, just turn this knob back, and now it's in place. So the printer doesn't really have many parts. At the back, we can see the power. It uses 12 volts. Then of course you can see the on and off switch. Over here we have this button. This is the network configuration button. This button allows you to connect your phone to the 3D printer. On top, nothing much going on. It's fully enclosed. And well, inside we have the platform. Let me see if we can remove it. So here's the platform, and as you can see, it's really very small. The build volume is 100 by 100 by 58. That's 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters by 58 millimeters. That's just 10 centimeters. So this printer will just print very small stuff. So if you are more into business and you need to print like large stuff, then definitely this is not going to be something you'll want to use for your normal production. But for anyone that's getting started with 3D printing, or perhaps you want to introduce your young ones to 3D printing, this printer will be perfect just because of the small build volume. Okay, so I think that's all. We'll just get started with it. There is no assembly, nothing. It's just a plug and play printer. Just take the charger, plug it in, and then we get started with printing. Switch it on, and when you switch it on, the light comes up. It's blinking, and then it does some self-configuration. So no bed leveling or anything like that. The machine automatically does that by itself, and in a couple of minutes it will be ready to print. So we're just letting it first of all self-configure, and from there we're going to start our first prints. So it's well lit inside, and the only time the printer will be ready is after the lights have stopped blinking. So when the lights have stopped blinking, that will mean the printer is ready. And just so you know some of the specs of the printer, the speed is 80 millimeters per second. That's the highest speed it can reach. So definitely it's a slow printer, and that's why I say it's good for beginners or maybe students and kids. And well, about the materials, currently this printer is only configured to use modified PLA. That means you can't use any other PLA from any other companies. You'll have to use the PLA that is from Kokoni itself. So if you have any PLA from any other companies, they won't work on this machine. And there's no temperature, there's no heating the bed because the machine is already configured to work with the modified PLA. So everything is just set. So plug it on and you're ready to go. So as it's starting, you need to download the Kokoni app, because this printer, for it to work, you need to use it with a smartphone. You can't use it with on a laptop. So we're just going to download the Kokoni 3D app. Just go to Play Store, search for it. I found it, it's this one over here. Then I'm going to install it. It will take a couple of seconds to install, and this app has to be connected to the printer because you're going to send your models to the printer through the app. So let's just finish installing, And this is one of the issues with this printer. You cannot really use a laptop, or you can't also transfer your files using USB or Wi-Fi or anything like that. You just have to use the app. So that is one of the issues, or one of the downsides of the printer. But anyway, since it's an entry-level printer, I think that shouldn't be really a big deal. But if you prefer working on your laptop, then just keep that in mind. You can't transfer files using a USB or SD card to this Kokoni 3D printer. So we're installing the app, and after installing the app, definitely we need to do some registration and things like that, because that's the way we can access the models. So let me just open the app, agree to their terms. Then we have now the Kokoni interface. Over here we can see click to connect to the printer. So we'll connect later, but then let me just walk you through what else we have on the app. We have the create button. Let me just click there, and on the create button we can see we have 3D avatar modeling. Basically what that means is you can upload a selfie of yourself, and then the printer is going to make a 3D model out of it, and you can print it. Then we have recommendations of other models that you can print, and for you to access the models you need to register. So let me just register, and let me register using Gmail. I have to agree to the user policy. Let's register using Gmail. Telling me sign up failed. Let me just put the email then. Let me put the email manually. Put the password. And for the code, you have to click the code so that you prove that you're not a robot. So I'll slide this. Okay, so the code is now going to be sent to our email. To verify our email, you can see the email verification code has been sent. Let me just log into my email so that I check the code. There is my email. You can see the Kokoni 3D verification code. It has come. Let me just copy the code, and then let me put it. Let me input it on the app. Then click create. So there we go. So let's now connect the printer to the app, and you can see ours is Kokoni EC1. So we'll just choose that. A couple of instructions on what to do. So power on and wait. After that, long press the network configuration button. So we're just going to long press the network configuration button. Now it is in long configuration mode. After the beep, it means it's in network configuration mode. Then let's connect Bluetooth. Agree to the terms. Kokoni 3D wants to turn on Bluetooth. Yes, allow. So it's now searching for our network. Now it's connecting to the network. Well, asking for a Wi-Fi name, so you just have to input your Wi-Fi name over here. So I'm just going to input mine. Of course, you have to put the password also. So there we go. Then I'll just click connect, and just remember that this app does not cannot connect to 5G network. So if you're using 5G network, you'll have to look for another alternative. If you're not using 5G network, then it's fine. So it's connecting. So let's wait for it to connect. Yes, you can see it has connected. There we go. We'll just log into the app, and inside the app we can see all these popular models that they have. Folding chair, you can explore more models. They have poor single penguin, Vance's drawer cabinet, savage catapults. So let's choose one model for us to print. We have a bulldog over there, a moon rabbit. Let's choose what? Let's choose this cube assembly puzzle. And now we can see an overview of the model, some information about it. You can see the printing time is short. That means it's going to take about 1 hour or less to print this model. And we can see the size and things like that. So let's just get started with printing. And getting started with printing is just a matter of clicking the print button. Now the model is loading. Okay, so the model is loading. I can see it over here on the viewfinder, and there are some guides over here on what we can do with the model. We can move it, we can scale it, we can rotate it. Okay, let's just go to the next step. Couple of other options: undo, reset, switch view. Let's just continue. This other stuff, select model area. I don't think we need this, so I'll just say notify next time. So there is our model on the plane. You can see how it looks like. I can move it around. I think it looks good. So let's just continue the next step and print it. Okay, so you have to select the printer. Remember our printer, we already connected it, is the Kokoni 3D EC1. It's already detected, but it's idle. I'll just say okay. And you can see the filament status, it's at 98%. That's enough filament for this project. Then the model over there, you have some other options about the model. You can see the size, it's 45 millimeters by 45 millimeters by 7 millimeters. Supports, you can choose this option if you are printing a model that needs support, but for this one, you don't need support, so I'll just say no. Precision. Precision basically means the quality of the print. So if you want a very, very high quality print, you can choose high. If you want a low quality print, you can choose low. Basically, if you choose a high quality print, it means the printer is going to print quite slowly so that you can achieve some high print quality. So but the issue with that is that it's going to print slowly. But if you choose a low option, it's going to print faster, but the quality will be compromised. So I'll just leave it at medium. And you can see the printing costs. So the printing cost is not really the cost in terms of money, but it's the cost in terms of time. So let me see how long this print is going to take when we print it in medium. And for some reason, this app is taking quite a long time to load some options. So you can see our estimated time is 1 hour 55 minutes. And the filament that's going to be used is about 2.5%. So I think let's just reduce the quality to low so that we print it faster. Let's now check the printing time. Remember, it was 1 hour 55 minutes. So right now when we choose the lower option, it's just going to be about 34 minutes. And the filament used will be just 1.6%. So we'll go with that. Then when you're satisfied with everything, you can either save the model or just start printing. So I'll just click start printing. So the app is now going to connect to the 3D printer, and then from there it's going to guide us on how to print this model. The app is reading the model, and we can see a couple of options on the screen. It's checking, first of all, it's checking the device status. The device is Kokoni 3D EC1. You can see connection is good. Let's check these other options. And on top we see it's written, exiting the current page or app will not affect the printing process. So I'm guessing immediately you send a print, you can just exit the app and then let it just print. But I want to see all these other options, so let me just stay here a little while longer. At the bottom, you can see expected turnaround time is about 34 minutes. Okay, it has finished. It has checked the device, it has validated the 3D model, it has checked the filaments, the filament, amount of filament we have. Now it's preheating, and the app is giving us a percentage on how long the job is taking. So right now, I can see we are at 18%. So it's preheating the bed, and after preheating, then it's going to start the printing process. So we let it preheat, then begin printing. So right now we are at 19%. So there we go, it's printing. We'll come back and check the print quality when this thing gets done in about 33 minutes according to the app. So let me just forward this clip so that we get to the review. So the printing has finished. You can see printing completed. They are giving us an option on how to take out the model. Let me just look at that. Well, there's a short video on how you can take out the model. Let me just check it. And as you can see, it's just a matter of removing the print bed and just removing the print from it. So let's just do that. So there we have the print, and let's just remove it from the print bed, and it's only a matter of just bending it a little bit, and after bending it, you should be able to remove it. It came out quite easily. I can see some stringing over here. This is definitely because when I was trying to remove the print, then the nozzle hit it a little bit. That's why it's looking like this. But overall, it's a good little print, and well, you can see the quality is not that bad given that we put low quality, but I can still see some great details on it. Not a lot of stringing or elephant foot over here. So yeah, I can see some issues. I think there was an issue over here, but still not a very big deal. And generally overall, it's a good quality print, and I think you can print some more things with it so that we get to compare the quality. So that's one of the things that we've printed with the Kokoni. And overall, I'll say just, of course, the quality of the print, you cannot compare it with some of these high-end printers that we have on the market. But still, for the price, and given that it's targeted at entry-level users or beginners, then it's pretty good quality for that price. And with that said, now let's go to the main feature of this 3D printer, which makes it unique in the market, and that is the ability to make a 3D model out of a selfie. And that means basically you can just take a selfie of yourself or a friend, turn it into a 3D model, and then you print it. So let's just go back to the app. Guys, that is an overview of the Kokoni 3D printer. This is the Kokoni EC1, and it's a very small 3D printer. It's something that I wouldn't recommend for anyone who's already advanced in 3D printing, or if you really want to do some production runs. But if you're just getting started, or you want to introduce your kids to 3D printing, or perhaps you're a school, you want to introduce the students to 3D printing, this one is going to be a very nice printer for you. You can see it's enclosed, so there's very little danger of perhaps the kids hurting themselves. So it's a compact 3D printer. The speed at 80 millimeters per second, that's very slow, but for beginners it's fine. One thing that I don't like about the 3D printer is that it uses proprietary filament. That means you have to use the modified filament from Kokoni. Perhaps maybe in the future this could change. It would be better if you are not close into the Kokoni ecosystem, because everybody prefers their own filaments. So Kokoni probably should look at opening up their filament ecosystem. So apart from that, the other thing that perhaps can be a bone of contention for some people is that the printer, you have to use a smartphone app to interact with the printer. There's no way you can transfer files from perhaps a USB disk or Ethernet or Wi-Fi to the printer. You just need to use the app. So that's another thing. If perhaps they could make it easier for us to transfer files using USB drive, that would be fine. And lastly, this printer was touted as the world's first AI 3D printer. The 3D printer that could turn your images into 3D models instantly. I really tried for about an hour to get my selfie converted into a 3D model. I've not been able. I have no idea why. Perhaps it's my environment, perhaps the background. I don't know. There's just something wrong with the AI program. So that one will have to be looked at. But I'll also continue playing around with it. If I get around and get it working, then I'm going to shoot another video where hopefully I'll be able to print myself and tell you how the whole thing is going to go. So at less than about $200, this is definitely an entry-level 3D printer. Something that's a little handy for the kids. The Christmas holidays are coming, so it should be a good gift for your kids. But apart from that, I have no issues with it. It's quiet, it's sleek, you can use it in your home, and well, that's that. So apart from just being restricted to using Kokoni modified PLA filaments, then being restricted to using a smartphone, apart from those two issues, the printer is a great thing for anyone who's getting into 3D printing. If you like the printer, just use any of the links in the description section and you can get it at the official store at Kokoni. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know in the comment section below. If you have any questions, let me know, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we are pushing out more content reviewing these 3D printers for you so that you can make an informed decision. And until next time, you guys stay making. It's great to have you on the channel. Hey, guys, before you go, one last important con about this 3D printer. So this thing does not have the print resume feature. So that means in case of a power outage, you want to be able to recover your print and your filament will have been wasted like that. So that's the other issue with this 3D printer. It doesn't have a print resume feature, and the build volume is quite small, just 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters. The height goes up to 58 millimeters, and finally it uses proprietary modified PLA filament from Kokoni. Kokoni says you can use any other PLA filament, but they say you're not going to get the best experience from it. So those are the three cons about it. So if you want to buy this 3D printer for yourself, just remember, print resume is missing, filament is proprietary, and the build volume quite small. That's all.